Hello everyone, welcome back. Thanks for being here. We have a brand new story to tell you today. Let's start. I was shocked by what I had just learned. Our trip to Greece had gone from being exciting to being a nightmare. My girlfriend of 2 years, Alicia, had been seeing someone else with a name like Brad instead of me. Being lied to hurt a lot, especially since I had worked hard to save up for this special trip. A few weeks before our trip, I found some upsetting text messages on Alicia's phone. It was on my desk, and I couldn't help but look down at the message preview. The post showed that she was having an affair with Brad, whom she met on a girls' night out. The text told me about all the fun times they were having together, and it broke my heart. The destruction was terrible. The trip we were looking forward to so much was ruined. I couldn't imagine being with someone for a week after they had broken my trust so badly. Before I could talk to her, I had a sudden memory of my rough youth that stopped me in my tracks. My loud and angry father came back to mind in a flash. I remembered how scared I was as a child, and I knew I didn't want to turn out like him. I was so angry that I wanted to smash the bathroom door, but I stopped. My punch was only a few inches away, and thought about my method again. What if I could solve the problem without using violence or conflict? Is it possible for me to have some fun and deal with the pain in a healthy way? It dawned on me. You see, I got back in touch with Erin, a classmate from years ago on Facebook about a year ago. Oh, Erin was always so pretty, but we were just friends. We did, however, talk and catch up over the past year. She looked like the best person to help me carry out my plan. I called Erin and told her what was going on. It didn't take her long to say yes when I asked her to go to Greece with me. I couldn't believe it. She was going to be fine because she was a good person and didn't know Alicia, so it wouldn't be a big deal for her. She was glad to be there for me during this tough time. She was lucky that she had enough leave time saved up. She was happy to be a part of my plan to get back at her. We agreed to meet at the airport the day of the flight, and I changed Alicia's name on her ticket to Erin's. I was very nervous on the day of the flight. Erin was out in the wings at the airport already. She was picked up by me, and we went to the airport. I didn't talk on the way. When she asked me if I was okay, I teased her by telling her that everything was great. I wasn't kidding, since I was going to Greece soon, but I was aware that I was giving off a different vibe. She was sure she could sense something, and I tried my best to act like myself again. Some of the places I was excited to see came up in my conversation. It eased the pain. Being as calm as possible, I gave Alicia and I our passports and tickets when we got to the check-in desk. As the ticket worker looked over our papers, she looked up at us with a confused look on her face. That was it. The bomb was about to go off. She said, "I'm sorry, this ticket is for Erin Smith, not Alicia Meadows." Alicia was obviously lost, so she began to argue with the ticket agent. At the same time, I tried hard to hide a grin. Just as things were getting really tense, Erin came out from where she was hiding, holding her passport and looking absolutely stunning, to sound as unimportant as possible. Erin is right here. In an instant, Alicia's face went from being confused to being very angry. I then dropped the bomb. "I know that you've been seeing Brad instead of me." Yes, I told her, and my voice was strangely calm. "I thought it would be best for you to stay here and have fun at the bar while Erin and I are on vacation in Greece. I don't want to see you ever again." Alicia looked like she was going to blow up, but then she started crying. I told her it didn't matter how I knew. Her question was whether I had been seeing Erin while she was with Erin. Before I could answer, Erin spoke up. "No, Ma, I am. I've never cheated on my partner, and I never will." At that point, I took Erin's hand and left before she could say much more. The ticket collector, who had been watching the whole thing, just gave us a nod and led us through the gate. As I walked through the gate, I smiled and turned around one more time. She finally got to smile big as she shook her head as the ticket agent turned toward the gate. When Erin and I got on the plane, we were both still shocked by what had happened. As the plane took off, we sat down and clinked our little plastic glasses together to toast to fresh starts and unexpected journeys. It was thrilling, and we couldn't help but laugh at how silly everything was. Erin and I spent our days exploring Athens, going to see old ruins, and eating delicious Greek food as we got used to our vacation. We spent our evenings telling each other stories from our lives and remembering good times. We found that we had more in common than we thought. As the days went by, I became thankful for the strange turn of events that brought us to this point. At the same time, Alicia wasn't having a great time at home. She had to take a taxi back home first. Remember that I drove us to the airport. Friends of ours quickly heard about our meeting at the airport, and she became a laughingstock. I even heard that Brad, the loser she was seeing, broke up with her when he found out what she had done. It was something I really didn't want to accept, but her bad luck made me feel like I was right. That wasn't something Erin and I talked about for a long time. We instead focused on having fun in Greece while we were together. We went to beautiful beaches, hiked along beautiful trails, and even tried our hand at Greek dance. On our last day in Greece, as the sun went down, we were standing on a hill with a view of the ocean, hand in hand as the sky turned bright orange and pink. As I stood there, I felt clear and like I had a purpose. It seemed like a long time ago that I was hurt and betrayed just a week ago. That moment when I looked at Erin and knew that this trip had brought us closer than we ever thought possible. I smiled and said, "Let's do this again." Sometime it was clear in Erin's eyes that she was excited about the new things that were to come. "That sounds good to me," she agreed. Our trip to Greece had been more than just a holiday. It was clear as we got on the plane to go back home. It was a trip of healing, rediscovery, and meeting new people in strange ways. We were both excited to see where this new part of our lives would take us, even though neither of us knew for sure what the future held. As for Alicia, well, let's just say she got a good lesson at the airport that day. Cheaters never do well. They get left behind sometimes in the most epic ways. Okay, that was pretty serious. How do you think I dealt with it? Would you have done something different? Kindly tell us what you think in the space below.